What is up, guys? Tank Game Johnny Utah here. Big shout out goes to my fell-handed finessers. Now, I've got a couple of things I want to go over in this video, so we need to get right to it. Now, first and foremost, I know you guys are very, very concerned about the giveaways. One thing about the giveaways, though, going forward, I'm not going to necessarily be doing 24-hour time limits for my giveaways because I feel like a lot of you guys didn't really get your shot. So, expect 2 to 3 day time limits per giveaway, alright? So it's going to be a while before, the code gets given out. And I think going forward, I am also going to start posting it, pinning it in the comments of the video. Now, today's giveaway. Here's what I want you guys to do. I have a question, and I want an answer. Alright? What I want you to do is, I want you to go to my Twitter and follow me. If you're already following me, just say, hey, Bull, I'm already following you. Fine. Now, here is the question. The question is, what makes the grass grow? I want you to put your answer. I want you to tweet it to me right after you follow me. Now, there's three groups of people, okay? There's some people who, as soon as I said this, immediately know the answer. And that's perfect. That is perfect. There's some people who are going to Google this, and as soon as they see the answer in the context, they're going to say, I know that. And there's some people who are going to be like, no idea, but here's the answer. Put me down for trying to win a code. And that's fine. So, to recap, follow me on Twitter. Give me the answer. What makes the grass grow? And then after, 2 or 3 days, a good amount of time, I will pick a winner. Also, guys, very, very important. Don't forget to leave your gamer tag, okay? This is very, very important when trying to win a prize. You would be surprised how many folks want to win yet leave no gamer tag. I got to have the gamer tag, guys. Now, granted, these codes work whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox, okay? These are actually World of Tanks codes, not, gaming console specific codes, just FYI. Now, so there's that. What makes the grass go? Twitter, boom, follow, holla at me. You got that down. Now, the second part, the most important part, I feel like, something we need to discuss is Wargaming is trying to change the meta of this game, okay? The meta originally was heavy tanks. Back in the day, it was heavy tanks. And then it kind of shifted to mediums, and then with the advent of the tier 10 lights and some of the stronger tier 8 lights, it shifted to lights. And they're trying to pull it back from the light mediums back to the heavy tanks. And a good indicator of this is nerfing the mess out of all of the, a lot of the medium tanks. Some of the lights got nerfed, but there was a lot of nerfs in this last round. And that's kind of why I've been playing heavy tanks a little bit more, or a lot more than normal. Now, granted, of course, realistically speaking, if you're in a medium, you have a lot better chance to, defend the cap. If you're 500 meters away and you've got a minute on the cap, or a minute and a half, you have a lot better chance of getting there in a medium versus in a heavy, what have you. I get it, and I'm for that. And light tanks, in my mind, are still amazing, even though they have been nerfed. But the point is the meta is changing, and I would like to kind of have an open dialogue with you guys below. Just a heads up, guys, this is not related to the contest. This is just us discussing where the game's going, what changes they're trying to make, so on and so forth. Now, granted, of course, when nerfs come down, nobody is ever a fan of nerfs unless they, hate that particular tank. They never play it. They're always going up against it, so on and so forth. But, and just here's an FYI, okay? This is how Wargaming decides what needs to be nerfed and what needs to be buffed. They run metrics on every tank. overall survivability, overall, kills per game, what have you. And they have all these metrics that every time you load in, every time everybody loads in an IS-7, these metrics are recorded, so on and so forth. And then at the end of whatever time increment they say, quarter, month, whatever, they look at them and they say, okay, well, this is, certain ones have a tolerance, what have you. So they just kind of look at it, and anything really out of whack, they make small adjustments. Now, granted, you guys may be upset that, for example, the bat chat reload was increased by 4 seconds. In the scheme of things, that's not a big deal, okay? 4 seconds is not a huge deal, but when we look at other games, for example, they may nerf the turret speed by 60% and, the hit points by 50. There's not particularly tank games, but I've seen it in other games where the nerfs or the buffs were completely different from World of Tanks. And the reason I know this is because I, tend to have my finger on the pulse of World of Tanks. I know what's going on. Not as good as some, but I have a very good idea, an educated opinion, what's happening, when it's happening, so on and so forth. So, for me to see something like that, it was just shocking that, you would even put that out there. Because when you do things like that, it's a really good way to lose your player base. But versus World of Tanks is like, okay, dispersion after a shot, changed from 0.12 to 0.14, and everybody's like, oh god, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a super big deal. Just, keep that in mind. Anyway, yes, I'd like to see what you guys think below. Yes, I have been on an IS-7 kick. I don't know why. I cashed this tank out a long time ago. I think I paid like $75 to just free XP my way up the line. I've got this tank. It's set in my garage for something like a year or two. I didn't play it hardly any, and I'm just kind of realizing, what a powerhouse